To fix this problem, and this is what I'm facing. This vehicle is not starting, and it's reporting immobilizer. Oh no, let me cancel this. Let me go back. So the moment you put in this thing, it's supposed to blink because I have to turn the key off. So the moment I turn it off and on, it has to blink or something, but it's not blinking and it's not doing anything, and the immobilizer light too is not turning on. So what I'll do now is I have to check my immobilizer unit, and with this one, because the immobilizer is in the control unit, so this immobilizer unit is not responding properly. So you go and check live data, tells you one key and ECU. So what I'll do next is I'll try and see if I can program another key, or I'll check the immobilizer system. But first of all, I'll check the immobilizer unit first and check my wiring diagram, test for power and ground, and see if everything is okay. My wiring diagram, this is my immobilizer unit, the SMARTRA. So I'll check for my power and ground and check, but before that I'll do the continuity testing on my coils and see why they are not generating, or they are not allowing this thing to turn on the light. So I'll do continuity testing first. So now we are testing for continuity testing because it's a coil winding, so there should be a continuity testing. And you can see our scan tool is beeping. Our scan tool, our multimeter is beeping. That means the continuity testing is okay. So now let me test my power and ground on the immobilizer and see if there is any issue with the immobilizer. So now we will move it to pin 3, because pin 3 is ground, so we will test for ground on it. So ground one leg of the multimeter. Let's check if we are going to get a 12 volt. Then ground it. No, ground it to power. Yeah. So you use power to test for ground. Where is the test light? So we use the test light also. So test for power. No, we are testing for ground. So wait, you nearly spoiled the multimeter. Switch the multimeter to yes, and now you are testing for 12 volts. Oh, sorry, the key is off. So now you're supposed to get 12 volts on the system. So now the contact is okay. So now you are getting 12 volts on pin 3 when we test it. So now let's test for power on pin 4. So with our wiring diagram, that's the 10 amp fuse. So you have to test for power on that pin 4. Have you probed the back of pin 4?
Yes.
So now you test for power and see what you will be getting from the pin 4. And it's 0 volts. Instead of power, you are getting 0 volts. So now what you do is, with the signal, we have to test with the oscilloscope, but we will not be testing it now. So till we get power. So what I'll do is I'll jump power to that side. I'm not using the test light because the ECU takes more power than that. So takes more power than what the test light can provide. So I'll jump those 2 pins. So jump, find for power, and jump it to the immobilizer. So the moment it works, you can see, disconnect it and connect it again. The moment it works, you see the key flashes. So you can see it flashes. That means the immobilizer unit wasn't working. So that means this coil it's working now. So let's crank it. Hey, no, the spanner. So now what I'll do is now you can see that after giving it power, the immobilizer light is on. So that means it was lacking power. So we'll go and trace and find where the fuse is exactly. So now we raise that fuse from the system and see if everything is okay. Then we proceed to the next thing to start the vehicle. So now what we are going to do is we are going to check the crank, the signal from the immobilizer to the control unit, which is this one. So we'll check the signal and see. So now we've connected to pin 5 to check the signal, and you can see there is voltage going on. My scope is set right, 5 volts per division, and now let's turn the key off and turn it on and see. So let's turn the key on, and I think the signal sends a voltage, so a right voltage. So that means we are having the signal and the ECU is responding. So what I'll do now is I'll erase the fault code from the system. So I'll erase the fault code from the system. Let me go to and erase and go into the control unit and now try to erase. So let me read the fault code. So now the vehicle is able to see. So what I'll do is I'll erase all the fault code and we are done with it. So now it's left to us to check the mechanical aspect of the engine and why the engine is not starting. So I'll let the student do that, so that for now electrically we are done with it. So we read and still there is no fault code. So that means the programming, the system is now working. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.